Thank you so much for making me a part of your time this morning. The bulletin is live on DSTV channel 279. My name is Godwin Asideba. The Social Security and National Insurance Trust SSNIT says it went through due process in agreeing to sell off its 60% shares in 4 hotels to a company linked to Agric Minister Brian Acheampong. In a statement, SSNIT said it had been seeking a strategic investor to raise capital to invest in 6 hotels and also assist in managing them, a process which started in 2022. They say after a competitive process, 9 firms applied, and based on the technical and financial evaluation, the Rock City Hotel emerged the best. According to SSNIT, Rock City Hotel submitted the strongest technical and financial proposal amongst those received. Consequently, it is therefore in negotiation with SSNIT to buy a 60% stake in each of the 4 hotels: Labadi Beach Hotel, La Palm Royal Beach Hotel Resort, Rich Royal Hotel, and Elmina Beach Resort. The response from SSNIT comes on the back of allegations made by North Tong MP Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa that SSNIT was offloading its 60% shares to Brian Acheampong's Rock City Hotel without due process, as he asked Shraj to investigate the matter. SSNIT says it welcomes the Shraj investigations and will cooperate fully with it. The government risks depleting the consolidated fund due to the payment of pension benefits to public institutions that do not contribute to pensions. Well, the situation could worsen due to the government being unable to meet most of its statutory requirements from the consolidated fund.
Section 213 of the Pensions Act 2008, Act 766, calls for pension unification for all public sector institutions. Pension unification refers to enrolling all agencies, such as the Audit Service, the Judiciary, and Security Services, on the scheme. This to allow retirees to receive benefits based on their contribution. However, this is yet to materialize, as these institutions are against pension unification. Currently, these institutions have different pension schemes through which retirees receive benefits from the consolidated fund. In 2018, the government attempted to unify all pensions, but the move was resisted by members of the security services. Organized labor fears that government may not be able to continue paying the benefits due to inadequate funds in the consolidated fund. The chairman of the forum, Isaac Bampoado, wants the government to show political will to implement pension unification.
The first question goes to the parliamentarians. How do you pass an act that is contrary to another act, meanwhile you don't amend that act? You know, Parliament must get its act together. And all these laws are coming from Parliament. They're coming from Parliament. Contradicting laws coming from Parliament. The services that were exempted, they are all contrary to the Pension Act 766.
And they are all public agencies?
They are all public agencies. They are all public servants. They are public institutions. So how can we have one public service and some people are earning more than others? And the Constitution says equal pay for equal work.
He again emphasized enhanced salaries for public sector workers who are on captivity for improved retirement benefits.
Right now, I can tell you with full confidence that we have an apartheid system of salary admission in the public services. And this must be looked at. We are not calling for a review of the single spine salary structure. The single spine salary structure was very clear that every public service institution must be under the single spine. So the question we should ask ourselves is, why is it that some institutions are not on the single spine? How many years have we been running single spine? And you have some institutions that are not on the single spine. Read the law, it's clear. Single spine is for all public institutions.
The General Secretary of the General Agricultural Workers Union, GAU, Edward Karwe, is worried that without pension unification, the government may face financial challenges.
A small group of workers are taking so much home. For instance, if you look at those who are under Article 71, you know, they are, whilst they are at work, they have a number of allowances to themselves, including allowance, travel allowance, house helps allowance, so many allowances, accommodation, their free fuel and all that. Yet when they go on retirement, they are giving end of service benefits. Then the worker who takes 500, 700, 1,000, 1,500 and has no accommodation and has to, struggle to borrow money to rent a place to sleep. There are those people, when they go on retirement, even what government ought to have paid so that they can have their pension, government still refuses to pay.
The president of Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, Perpetual Foriampofo, pleaded with the government to act fast.
We are also looking at the unification of pensions that Act 766, as amended, sought to bring, which has actually not materialized. And it is disheartening that those who do not even contribute financially to their pensions rather receive huge lump sums, benefits, and monthly pensions after retirement under the Cap 30. Unification of pensions must happen in Ghana to ensure equity and decent retirement of all workers.
Until the government gathers the political will to implement Section 213 of Pensions Act 766, more workers will retire with inadequate benefits. Daniel Opoku, TV3 News, Accra.
Well, one more person receiving treatment following the premix fuel explosion at Takoradi has died. This brings the death toll to 2. 14 others are currently receiving treatment for life-threatening injuries at various health facilities in the Sekondi Takoradi area. According to the traditional leader of Nyagresia, Nana Doko Ajiman III, the explosion happened at about 4 p.m. on Saturday, May 18, 2024, when some fishermen were transporting premix fuel in gallons to their canoes along the beach. The blaze also affected 2 stationary vehicles, a Land Rover and an Opel Astra, as well as some wooden structures close by. The chief explained that due to the unavailability of access route from the main road to the beach, the fisherfolk usually roll the barrels of fuel on the ground to the beach. It, however, exploded, this time while being transported. Let's head to the EC now. The Electoral Commission says it has received almost 4,000 disputes or complaints about the ongoing limited voter registration. Despite addressing the internet connectivity challenges and stabilizing the process, the Commission says it keeps receiving view complaints, with the Greater Accra region leading the numbers. Director of Electoral Services at the Commission, Dr. Srebo Kweku, has meanwhile warned against the registration of minors. He has been speaking to TV3's Hot Issues with Kemi Amano.
Apart from the initial glitches, it has been very smooth sailing. That as we speak, we have gone beyond the 50% of the projected 623,000 that we were thinking of. So we are on course. And I believe that whoever is qualified and wants to be registered will be registered by the time we finish on the 27th of May. This exercise, looking at the numbers, could have been done within 1 week. But because we wanted to have a relaxed atmosphere for everybody to have his or her name on the register, that's why we gave the next 21 days. Now, if you visit, if you are monitoring the way people were complaining about machines, connectivity and the rest, I don't think those things are coming up again. But we have been advising those who have been bashing people that be careful, that if you are facilitating somebody's way of registering, if the person is found culpable of offense, you are also guilty because you facilitated it. So far, we have almost 4,000 challenges.
4,000 across the country?
Yes, and the numbers will continue to increase.
I see.
But we are not judging. It is the committee that will give the judgment.
Greater
Accra has total of 524, which is 1.5% of the number they've registered. Northeast, that is 9, which is 0.13% of the number they have registered. Upper East, 37. Northern Region, 130. Bono, 43. Bono East, 126. Volta, 523. Upper West, 104 to 106. Northern region 400, so Eastern region 400, Central 274, Ahafo 117, Ashanti 341, Western North 53, Oti 140, Savannah 37, Western 75, total 2,935 as at the end of the 6th day.
Meanwhile, Deputy Director of Elections for the NDC, Dr. Tanko Rashid Computer, says the EC cannot be trusted for putting out inconsistent numbers of the ongoing voter registration exercise.
You see, these issues, they are not learning from their previous mistakes. You correct them, they'll go and sleep and come up with more wrong figures. The table you've just read, go and look at Oti region and Bono East. Check the figures. They are day 2 and day 3 figures. Check it very well. You will realize that there is what we call transportational error. They have just transposed each of the figures there. That's one error. We pointed it out to them and said Bono East, the second day figure is wrong. What you have put it there is not correct. Go and check it. And then secondly, look at the challenge document that you have just looked at it. My brother, go and look at Greater Accra figures and that of Upper East figures. Look at them. Both are having 981. 981. Both. But look at the histogram. And you get to know that what kind of commission are we having? This commission can best be described as an error commission. If you add even all their figures together, it's more than the 6,211 that they've put on their website. What kind of calculation are they doing?
Let's now shift our focus to kidney-related stories. The Speaker of Parliament, Alban Babing, has directed the Subsidiary Legislation Committee to engage stakeholders to come to some agreement and report to Parliament over the increase in the cost of dialysis. His comments follow the passage of the Fees and Charges Regulation, which has seen the price of dialysis go up from 380 cedis to 491 cedis, which has sparked concerns among renal patients.
I'm also very conversant with the topic. It's really a killer in the country, and so many people have so far been lost as a result of this cost issue. I myself lost some people because we couldn't pay for the cost. And so I even made efforts to try to get some into this country for our various hospitals as a speaker. But because of the cost, how to handle the issue of cost due to the poverty situation, it's not been easy. Now we are caught up with this because looking at the volume of the instruments, it's almost impossible for one to have been so meticulous that after a final one has been brought, you go through and ensure that all the T's and the dots have been put in place. So what I can say is to apply Order 93, Rule 6. I will direct the Subsidiary Legislation Committee just to follow up to the agencies involved and hold some discussion with them to see how some action could be taken in this matter. That's the only thing I can say. Just follow up on it. It's Subsidiary Legislation Committee, not the Health Committee. But we can't do anything now because that is the law and it's being implemented. But it's really unfortunate. The country will have to look at this seriously.
It's time for us to do business now. Acting Chief Executive Officer of Dalex Finance, Joe Jackson, has cited the low cocoa receipts as a major factor for the rapid depreciation of the cedi. The local currency has depreciated from 130.58% from January 2022 to date, straining indigenous businesses and household budgets. Ebenezer Kumbuateng has more.
The cedi is going through a rough patch, hitting a record low against the dollar. The local currency has not strengthened against the dollar and has not gained any ground in the past 22 trading sessions. One reason for the rapid depreciation of the cedi is a drop in the earnings from cocoa exports, according to the acting chief executive officer of Dalex Finance, Joe Jackson.
Even these current prices that have gone up, we are not getting the benefit. Unfortunately, the volumes were not good. One, because the cocoa syndicated loan was not big enough, so we couldn't buy. We suspect some were even smuggled. So what happened? Our cocoa receipts were down. The biggest single item by which we get to shore up the value of the cedi did not come in as expected.
He pointed out the cycle of weak economic indicators must be broken.
The high inflation we faced last year and the early parts of this year have started to have an effect on our currency. Unfortunately, because we are also a high importing country, depreciation of the cedi feeds in to make the prices even higher. And that is the negative spiral that we are caught in. High inflation reduces the value of the cedi. The reduced value of the cedi feeds into inflation. We're going round in circles, each circle worse than the one before.
Dean of the University of Cape Coast Business School, Professor John Gachi, has warned the rapid depreciation of the cedi is significantly increasing production costs, such as imported raw materials and higher energy bills.
That is a cost issue that has inflated the cost of many businesses, eroded incomes, capital of businesses, has taken a lot of people out of business, and it's a problem that we need to address.
Joe Jackson noted the government should signal that it is cutting down expenses to bolster confidence in the economy.
Once those signals go out, once they are clearly shown, we can clearly say that we are living up to the responsibilities that we have to the public purse and the crisis that we are in now, there should be confidence in the cedi.
Let's head to the Ashanti Regional Capital, Kumasi. The Customs Unit of the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, has impounded a truck containing over 1,000 boxes of frozen fish. The truck, which was supposed to be in transit to Burkina Faso, allegedly diverted its course to a cold store around the Ifia Kobi market in Kumasi. The GRA estimates the importer attempted to evade over 130,000 cedis in taxes. William Evans Inkum reports.
We are not small ones, so it is not the first time that we have worked on containers. I can give you the stock photo of every item in a patrol vehicle. Our container, you confirm to us, so I wanted to be sure.
An easy calm at the premises of the cold store where the goods were to be kept. According to the GRA, a tracker which monitors the movement of the truck from the port to neighboring Burkina Faso was allegedly tampered with. But an earlier intel picked by the customs unit helped track the truck to the Ifia Kobi market. It is estimated a total of 134,688.74 tax was evaded. The authority told the news team one more truck with similar consignment was being tracked.
Kindly log on to 3news.com for more news updates. My name is Godwin Asideba. New Day continues shortly with Roland Walker and Shoko. Have a good morning and see you soon.